Well, hey guys, my name is Jordan Delacruz, and I'm just extremely excited to be here. I've been with Visalis for about 2 years now, and Michelle, I met Michelle in Visalis, believe it or not. I recruited her into Visalis, all right? Business first, all right? Business first. I was like, man, this chick is hot and she's driven, right? She's marketable. That's how, she's marketable. She's hot, she's driven, and she's hungry. But we spent so much time together, building the business together, making calls together, going to the gym together. Next thing you know, it turned into something more than that, which I'm very happy about, obviously. So I met you in my third month?
Second month.
February.
Oh, yeah.
Second month, yeah, second month. So second month I met her, and guess what? That was the month I made over 5 figures, my second month. Pretty nuts, right? So, back to my story, guys. Got introduced to the challenge by my mom 2 years ago. Never done anything entrepreneurial before. Not a business owner, not a fitness professional. 10 years Army background. That's my background. Yep, Army. Cool. So that's my only background. Seen the vision. Why? Because my mom lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks. That's what caught my attention. That's what built my belief. That's why I wanted to get informed and educated about it. Came to a challenge party. I was one of 4. How many of you guys have small challenge parties? How many guys? What if you guys had did a challenge party with 4 people and one of them could be your 3-star? Right? So be fired up, even though there's only 4 people at your challenge party, because I was one of 4. Seen the vision, and like I said, I just went out and went at it every single day, 24 hours a day, while being active duty military. Okay? Met Michelle, and now we built the business together. I hold my position, 3-star ambassador, generated over 5 figures. I mean, 500,000, I'm sorry, in the last 2 years. Pretty impressive, right? And, she has her own account, ambassadorship. So that's my story, and the floor is yours.
Well, I definitely have to thank Jordan for introducing this to me, because I truly don't know where I would be today if I wasn't introduced to the challenge 2 years ago. And when he introduced this to me, it's probably an advantage of his that he's good looking. Yeah. Because I thought, okay, this guy, he's hot and he's gonna invite me to come and check out his thing, so I'll go check it out. So I was also into health and fitness as well, but his looks definitely had an advantage. But anyway, so I was a full-time college student working part-time in the nightclub industry, and I was searching for an opportunity. I didn't really know what I was looking for, but I just knew that I wanted to do something more with my life. Because obviously working at the club is a dead-end job, you can only go so far. And it's not the most gratifying job or the most healthy lifestyle to live. So I was partying a lot in college, going full-time, and about 7 months in, really noticed a huge dip in my grades. I was nearly failing my classes, and it kind of hit me in the face like a semi-truck. And at that point, I thought to myself, okay, I got to make a change. And got introduced to it by Jordan, went and checked out an event, and loved everything about the challenge. From getting in shape yourself to helping other people to do the same, and then making a whole lot of money doing it. So I thought to myself, why not? Why not take this opportunity and see what I can do with it? You guys have never had network marketing experience, never been an entrepreneur before, but saw the opportunity and was driven. And kind of long story short, in a matter of 3 months, I was able to take my business from 0 to 150,000 in revenue, hit the position of ambassador at 22 years old. Wow. Boom. And it was a great accomplishment for myself, but to look at my team and the success stories that have come from it just made it so much more worth the sacrifice and the time. So, it's truly been a blessing to be a part of this company.
And guys, as couples, you guys are gonna, fight and ups and downs, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But the people that I'm gonna bring up, this amazing couple that I'm gonna bring up, they're gonna share how as a couple that you can be very successful. Your home can be a success, your relationship can be a success, your business can be a success. How many guys would like to know how to do that, right? So this couple that I'm bringing up, they're like my older brother and my older sister now. Right? They grabbed me, somebody who didn't know anything. Michelle didn't know nothing about anything, right? All we knew was to follow them. And they guided us, they led us. I remember shoot, when they first came to Hawaii, I was just pumped to meet them because I seen his videos and I knew it was very, very successful. And one thing I do know is that when you follow someone who's successful, you what? Become successful. So if it wasn't for them, we would not be where we're at today. So you guys gotta stand to your feet and give it up for Royal Ambassadors, Tony and Rhonda Lucero!
Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? Oh, look at all the happy couples. Some of y'all stag like, where is my other half? Darn her. Blake's doing social media. That's probably where she's at in social media, right? You guys, this is truly an honor for us to be in front of you. We actually did this breakout at the last event, and it was standing room only. It was crazy, and you know, one of the biggest questions that Ron and I always get with regards to this business is, you know, how does a couple do this, right? Does anybody know anybody that has the unsupportive spouse? One, be honest, be honest. Okay, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, so what the purpose today is to kind of share with you what we have done in the early stages to help coach couples and people through that just life-changing decision. And we've got some rock star couples too that have different backgrounds and different levels of engagement in the business that are going to actually share with some of their information.
Yeah, so it's been a fun 8 years, because 8 years ago, I'm a completely different person than what I was 8 years ago. So, you know, you grow in your business, right? I mean, there's times where in the very beginning, like, I could do a testimony, but I didn't even want to do that. And so Tony was the one that always carried the room. He was always the one that, you know, got up on the stage, and I was like the one back behind going, no, I don't want to be up there. You know, until Nick Sarnicola one time pushed me to the front, and then I'm like, oh wow, after I threw up, sure, I think I could probably do this, right? But so what you guys will discover is that each of you, you know, working with a business partner, whether it's your significant other or just a business partner, is that you're going to have strengths. Do you guys already know kind of what your strengths are and maybe what their strengths are? So that is something that you definitely want to write down on a piece of paper what your other, you know, your business partner, the person that you're working with, what their strengths are, and honor those strengths, because there was in the very beginning where Tony was the strength of, you know, of this business, and it was all like him. He could do everything. So what had happened is that I figured out what mine were, and they were complete opposite of his. You know, just a couple of days ago, Tony, we share an office, and we're back to back.
No laughing. Anybody laughs, you're out. I'm serious. At this, when she says this, anybody smiles or laughs, and we're kicking you out. Go ahead.
A couple of days ago, he goes, honey, what's my ID number? And I'm like, really? And he goes, no, how do I log in? What do I do, right? You guys, he's a royal ambassador. You don't even have to know your ID number as long as you have a significant other or business partner, somebody that knows how to do that. You don't have to know everything. That's what's so great about having that, you know, that other person to be working with. So be honest, who does not know their ID number in here?
Yeah!
Awesome!
All the men, yeah!
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, the cool thing about this, okay, so one of the things that I want you to make sure you understand is each of you have a skill set, yes? Each of you have, you know, things that you're really good at, and then things that you just don't like to do. I don't like to look at numbers and forms and things like that. I like to connect with people, right? So I like to connect and say hello and do welcome calls and rally the troops and motivate people. I like to be in people's homes. She does that too, but that's not her main thing that she loves. She loves to get in the back office and go, okay, who are we gonna break right now at this moment, right? And she goes, oh, I got this. And she'll pick up the phone, and she knows the play. I know the play, but we have different skill sets. So you guys have to discover what you're good at, what you're great at, where you're weak at, and then be able to exchange that and help each other out. Can you guys all do that? Because you don't have to know everything about this business. There's Blake comes up here and talks about, you know, these reports and stuff. I'm like, we got that? Like, we really, oh, that's cool. I like that. That's good. You know, so you don't have to be that person. And my goal is to show people that you don't have to know everything about this business to get freaking rich. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not talking just rich like money, guys. I'm talking like being rich in all aspects of your life. You don't have to know everything about the trisorbation process and where we produce our
That's not
product.
a word, just so you know. He makes up words. So
Trisorbation? We got trisorbation.
that sounds nasty.
Tries or protein.
Okay, don't ever correct me in front of my peers. Now listen to me. Don't ever do that. I'll take you right outside there. So you guys discover what your strengths are. Talk about your strengths. You know, sometimes we don't communicate very well as couples. We like to hold things in, do things our own way, whatever. But a simple communication, sit down and say, okay, what do you like to do? And share that, get you guys started on the right foot. Okay, cool? So discover your strengths. Discover what you're good at, what you're not good at, and you'd be surprised. There's this yin and yang thing in relationships where she picks up where I lay, don't have things, and I pick up where, and we just work together. It's like a dance.
Yeah, and what's great is that whatever you know that you're good at, you can still have them support you in that, right? So for me, like, I'll write everything up on a whiteboard. Like, this is who we're running, these are cities we're going to, these are the states. I do his entire calendar. Like, literally, he does not know that he's going to get on a plane the next day. He's like, where am I going now? He doesn't care. He doesn't need to know that until the time comes. So I will write all that stuff up on the whiteboard and let him know who we're running. So if you're that organizer, in the relationship, you're the one that, can look at the back office reports and can look at structure and know who's got, this volume and that volume. And you can share it with them by putting up on a whiteboard the other one that does gonna make the rally call or the welcome call or whatever it is that they need to do. It helps because that's communicating better. I cannot expect him to know everything that I know, or that I can do, and there's no way that he's ever going to know everything that I do, and he doesn't want to know that. So is that okay for you to take on certain responsibilities each to build your business together?
Yep, absolutely. So the next thing, you guys, this is a big thing, and this is one of the big things I look forward to as we're building is knowing what your goals are. Right, to make sure you guys are on the same page. And one thing that Ron and I do two times a year, and it's kind of a lengthy process. It's not that you just sit down for an hour and it's done. My goals take me almost a week to do. I can get a format in a day, like what my goals are for the year. But then I fill in the blanks, and it takes me sometimes a week to do all my goals. And so when I think about how successful we've been, is because 2 times a year we sit down in separate rooms, and I define the things that I want to accomplish that year. I define what I want to do. She's in another room. She does that as well. And then we get together and we exchanged our goals and our dreams and our aspirations and things we want to do that year. And it's crazy when you start doing this exercise together because you guys are a team together, yes? It's crazy that when you do this, how in alignment you really are without even knowing how much alignment you really are in. With regards to your business, because if you have a family, you want to take care of the family and the kids and have money in the bank, all those things. But there's so much more by doing goals, like vacations you want to go to and things you want to accomplish and places you want to take the kids. One of our goals was to retire our parents, both sets of our parents, which she did last year, 2 years ago. So stuff like that are big goals, and it keeps the train moving down the track, so to speak.
Yeah. So, well, I was thinking I had lost my train of thought there for a second when you started talking about tracks. But anyway, so you set in your goals, right? And we both do them on whiteboards, and then we bring the whiteboards together and we put them in our office. So we are looking at our goals and our dreams every single day. So you guys, as a couple, do your goals and your dreams together and look at them every day, whether they're on a whiteboard or on your mirror. Like, I'll write them on the mirror in the bathroom, so I'm looking at them every day. Because what do you have to do to get to that goal or to get to that dream accomplished? You have to take action. And so if you're seeing it every day, it's going to make you want to take action. Do you guys agree with that? Like, seeing is believing, right? So it's very important as a couple to set those goals together.
Yeah, you guys, and this is the fun part of our business, when you get to sit there and dream. And it's not so much goals, guys, it's dreaming. Like, okay, so we're going to make all this sacrifice with time and energy and time away from family and commitment and all that. Why are we doing that? What is the big thing that we want to do? I want the house here, and I want this type of car, and I want to have our kids go to any college they want, if whatever that is. So you guys, this is an opportunity for you to dream and come together and share that. It's a communication skills, like Love 101. That's what it is. It's like you get together and share things that you may not even know about each other. Sometimes some of you don't even know why you're doing this. It's like, oh, I gotta pay my student loan, whatever, right? You got to know there's something much more deeper than that. And when you're doing it together and you feel what she's putting down, you're picking up what she's putting down, you're gonna go, you know what, I never knew that. So it kind of solidifies your decision. You guys get that? It's very, very important that you guys do this. Goals are so important, and we go back in 6 months and we readdress them again to see if we're on schedule, if everything is on point, and the things that we're still, wanting to do are still going to happen. So that's very good. Okay, so we have skills, we have our dreams and goals, and then we also have the development of self. Develop yourselves as people, you guys. This business that we're in is all about self-development. You guys are not in the business of selling shakes. Do you guys realize that? You guys are not in the business of recruiting people in a downline. Do you realize that? You are in the development of people. That's what you do. Development of self and development of people. And the better you can develop yourself, the better you can develop people, the more enriched your life becomes. And we just have a great vehicle, great tools to help you do that. So if we know that, develop yourself. Everything you've heard these people up here talking earlier, those people in the previous breakout, they were talking about reading books and developing yourself and growing and growing and developing. You guys, that's the game that is the exciting game about what we do, is growing. You grow your business, you grow yourself, and then by doing this together, you grow in your relationship and you work on yourself all the time.
So one thing that Tony and I always do is we're always reading the same books. We're finding out from our mentors what books should we be reading, because Ryan, Nick, and Blake told us 8 years ago that we have to develop ourselves, so personal development. So we need to be reading. And when we actually started reading, and then probably 4 years later, finally when we actually started picking up books and reading, that's when we realized that we were becoming the leaders that we wanted to be, and that everything kind of just fell into place. So as a couple, or as working together, with your significant other, if you can be reading the same book, that's awesome. Or at least sometimes he'll read one, like he'll pick one up at an airport and he'll read it on the plane on the way home, or because we have these long flights, and I'll go, oh my gosh, you got to read it, and then he hands it to me, and then I'll read it, and then we'll talk about what we learned. So some of the books that we recommend for personal development: The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. Has anybody read that book in here? Amazing, isn't it? Good.
It's a fun book.
Only a handful. You guys, and it's a fun, cute little book that's, it doesn't take you very long to read it, but it is amazing when it comes to personal development. And not so much about a couple, I'm just talking about an individual person. Another book that I'm in the middle of and that he just read was Stickability by Greg Reed. And I actually hit him up on Facebook, and he's gonna do a call for us one time.
Yes?
I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, cool.
He's like, oh,
We need to
yeah,
communicate better, sweetheart.
Oh, sorry. Oh, communication, that's on the list too.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so when you're developing yourselves and working together, and if you can read the same books together, but you have to be reading. I mean, audio tapes and stuff are fine and stuff, but reading, there's just something about just reading it on paper.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got that. Nothing too difficult, yes? Nothing's painful. Everything's good. All is well at the home front. Now let's talk about balance. Here's a scary one: balance. Because here's what I know about every single one of you, if you so choose, when you leave this event. Your balance is going to be non-existent for about 60 days. Because you're going to be all in, all the time, rocking and rolling. Don't talk to me unless you want to talk about what I'm doing. Don't even look at me unless you're going to start working out with me. Whatever. I mean, everything's going to be about you and this decision you're about to make in, I would say 6 hours, right? So if this balancing is very, very important. So I want to spend just a few moments on this because you have to have that. You have to have that time where you guys are, you're working, but you're also doing what? Playing, right? You're doing things because you love to do it, but you have to have it because you're going to start pulling yourself away from each other if you're just all about the business. You're sitting there, and you're at dinner, and she's talking to you, and she's down, making a Facebook post. Oh yeah, honey, I got you. And she's making a Facebook post, and then you're in bed, and you feel a little frisky, and you roll over, and there's the Facebook is open on her laptop, and you're like, what is that? What's the laptop doing in bed? So there comes a time where you have to have balance. And so one thing that Rhonda and I do is we have date night. We pick a night of the week, you guys, and that's our night. It's like we shut off the phones, and I have to force her to come to dinner with me without her cell phone, her boyfriend, the other person in our lives, right? And we get to just connect.
Running $1 million business.
Whatever. Okay, but I need that, and you guys need that. You need that family time. And it could be a family night for you and your kids. It's movie night on Saturday night or whatever, right? So you guys, you have to have balance in your life.
I talked to the parents in here for a second. Who's parents? Who's got kids?
Wow.
So, guys, okay, because I get this question all the time. how do you balance kids? And now you're a grandma, and and I see all these pictures of you on Facebook with your granddaughter and stuff. You guys, it's not about the amount of time you spend with them, it's the quality time that you spend with them, right? So there will literally be times, like when I put my 11-year-old, he just turned 11, to bed at night, I will leave my phone downstairs in my office, and I will come up, and that is our time to read or just talk about the day and not have my phone there. So, and I know you guys all know this, but I just want to tell you guys that if you can just put the phone away, you're like, and this is what Tony would always say, the team is still gonna be there when you get out of there, or everybody's gonna be just fine without you for 30 minutes, and that's when we go to dinner and gotta leave the phone in the car. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna miss? You're not gonna miss anything, right? So just as parents, because we're running in this business, and sometimes you're just running, and challenge parties every night, sometimes the kids are gonna feel like, gosh, what happened to mom, or what happened to dad? They're like, oh, he's gone, and they're doing this. So at the end, we're going to talk to you about what to say to your kids, about how you're going to feel when you leave this event this weekend, and what the conversation is that you're going to have with your kids and your entire family and everybody. Because a lot of times when you come out of an event, and whose first event is this?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, at least half the room. So it's going to be like, yeah, you're going to need to know this conversation. But just that quality time with your kids and your spouse, and your significant other or the person you're working with, is to have that balance.
Yeah, your kids are going to think you have a third eye when you come home. Seriously, it's like, ugh, what's wrong with you? And that's okay, right? So, okay, the other thing that we want to make sure we talk about, obviously, is being a cheerleader for each other, right? I'm her biggest fan. Every time she does something, she gets off a conference call, guys, or she's on the vision call, or she's doing something, she'll go to a challenge party, and I ask her how it went, I give her a hug and a high five, and I go, that's awesome, and, I give her props, and the great thing about Rhonda, what she's been able to do is now say, hey, if she does the vision call or something, she always wants to get better, yeah? She always wants to improve herself. And so she'll ask me, how was the call? How'd I do? She'll ask me that, and I, as a caring, loving husband and a business partner, can then give her, not a critique in a bad way, but offer up some suggestion, right? And so we work together. She does the same thing for me. She'll go, oh my God, you killed it on stage, or oh my God, why'd you choose those pants, or whatever, And I'm okay with it because we're a team, right? So again,
Everybody's looking at your pants.
But again, it's part of the process of what we do. So be your biggest cheerleader for the most important person in your life besides yourself, right? Take care of yourself, develop yourself, but then cheer your mate on, cheer your spouse on, your significant other on, whether they're in the business with you or not. We're going to talk about that because we're going to talk about that unsupportive spouse, or the spouse that's not engaged, or that's his thing or that's her thing. We're going to talk about how to handle that.
So should we go ahead and start bringing up some of our amazing couples that we have today?
Let's do that, yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to start with 5-star ambassadors, Luke and Deb Panucci.
The Panuccis!
Awesome. So you guys have had a lot of success, 5-star ambassadors, and obviously you know what each other's strengths are, correct? So we'll just let you guys take it away and talk for the next couple of minutes about your strengths.
Thank you. Well, first of all, give it up for these guys because I love listening to you guys, and every time I hear you, I'm learning something more, including that we have something very similar. You don't know how to, your favorite thing, I would say, is not going in the back office.
Oh God, no. That's
not my favorite thing either. So, how many of you out there, maybe your spouse is better at checking the reports every day, right? Perfect. So I'm going to give a strength of my husband is he every day consistently checks the reports. And there I am checking him saying, okay, honey, check the reports. Who do I have to call? What do I have to do? So that's a check and balance that we have. I think one thing we do together as a couple that's really important is we meet every single morning and kind of go over our schedule for the day. So I think the strength for me is I'm that one that says, okay, honey, it's time we got to sit down and what are you doing today? What am I doing today? Let's make sure, we're covering all our bases and what needs to be done in our daily method of operation. Honey, you want to give, what's one of my strengths?
Or 10, the brownie points. Let's go. At least 20.
Deb's strength is she keeps me organized. I got ADD, I'm going in a million different directions. When I pull that report and look at all the new people that came in, we want to make sure that we contact them, or as an ambassador, we'll check with our ambassadors every day and make sure they're contacting people so the new person feels very special, because the new person is the most important person in our business. So Deb will handle that when we have our planning meeting every morning. We'll grab a cup of coffee. We don't watch TV, we sit there and do that. And it's about it takes about 20 minutes to plan your day. She knows what she's going to do, I know what I'm going to do, we know what challenge parties are going on, we know what pre-parties we're going to be doing with people. And she'll take some, I'll take some. And at the end of the day, we'll check with each other, checks and balances to make sure she did her part and I did mine. Because we check on each other and make sure we get it done. Because sometimes, life gets in the way with things that come up. So Deb's very strong point is she's very, very organized, and she keeps us going. So.
All right, that's it. And one more strength of Luke's, he's the most amazing cheerleader there is. So, if you've got one spouse that tends to maybe typically kind of get caught up in the minutia of maybe some drama that might be going on in your team, Luke is always so patient, listening to me. I think it was you guys that even said today on stage that, you kind of listen for a while and then it's okay, change your filter, which Nick and Ashley do, or okay, let's talk about something positive. And Luke is always that person in our relationship that helps us stay balanced that way.
Love it. Give you guys a big round of applause. Love it. One thing that I like that they said, and I love this, is they check in, right? A couple times. They check in the morning. Hey, what are we doing today? What's the play? What are we doing? And then they check in at night to make sure that, that everything got handled. I love that one.
And if you're, if one of you is the one that's the traveler, that's traveling to the teams and doing all the challenge parties at night and stuff, for Tony, I think in the last, what's today, the 15th, 14th, 13th? I don't know what even the day is, I have no idea. Anyways, okay, so in the last 75 days since the beginning of the year, I think he's slept at home maybe 9 nights. So he's gone. He's on the road, traveling across the world, and in a different area every night. I will go do challenge parties in the local markets and drive to Iowa, South Dakota, around Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri. I do get on an airplane, and I did. I was in Alabama, and then I was in Atlanta. But we check in every day, even though we're in different parts of the world. Does that make sense? Because it is important that you do check in on okay, did you meet with this person? Did you talk to this person? Did you do a rally call with this person? So giving each other, obviously things to do.
Yeah, and as far as checking in, for those that like to travel, I love to travel. I think I was like Marco Polo in a past life or something. I love connecting with people, and I love being in new places. And I highly recommend, there's a couple apps that you can get on your phone. The one that Rhonda and I like to use is called Hangouts. It's a Google app. It's free. It's cool because you can send texts, but you also can then see each other face to face. And for me, I love this woman. I cherish this woman. And if I don't see her beautiful blue eyes and her shiny, wonderful hair and that smile every single day, somehow, then I'm kind of I'm out of balance, right? So I need to see that. So it's just a way, if you're on the road a lot, to connect with each other, just to check in visually. So
same with the kids. He's always on
kids
there.
too. My son's always doing weird stuff. He'll pull me up on Hangouts and just stare at me. I'm like, what's up, son? Hey, Dad.
He's 11.
He's 11, but he's got my gene in him, damn it.
All right, so the next amazing couple that we're going to bring up are one-star ambassadors, and they're actually number 8 top producers in the company right now. So let's bring up Cornelius and LaToya.
Yeah!
So I know that you guys have strengths of each other, and I've had the pleasure of watching you guys over the last couple of years just kill it in your business and all over the country too, and so much that you guys are even going to be moving soon. So I'm just going to let you guys talk about your strengths and how did you figure out who does what?
Oh, okay, great. How you guys doing? Well, first, to figure out who does what, both of you have to do something, right? Right? It's very hard getting started because when we got started, everyone wasn't in agreement inside of this team, And I came home from an event that I went out to in California. I came home, I said, babe, I signed up and we about to be rich. No. So for the first few halves of the first 2 weeks, it was a little bit of a struggle. And it was a struggle, it was just because of the little things. Everybody believes little things count, yes? Yes. The little things, like I get a phone call in the morning for a three-way and I jump out the bed and I'm on a call, I think I'm rocking it, and this is what I hear. B-box. So she beatboxing in the bed, and so what I do on the call, well, you know, it's a really good company, let me call you back. Is my business gonna grow like this? No. Not gonna work. So I said, babe, we got to be a team. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invest more money that we don't have. We're gonna fly you out, you have to see this thing. So anyhow, we flew out, come back, and then we became a team. So now when I get out the bed, because before when we was in the military, we were already opposites, and I was out there kicking in doors as the military guy, bam! And she like ordering all the gear, so she was already like organized. Me, I'm just out there wild. So anyhow, when I get on the phone, I'm out here, you know, I do my thing, I'm out here, you know, kissing babies, shaking hands, doing all these things, but I have them on speakerphone, so somebody call in the morning now. This is what happens. They call, I'm doing a three-way, I got them on speakerphone, she gets up, and they hit me with something like, bam, right? I'm like, she pulls up an article. Here's Kevin Merriweather with his UPS truck. Send this article to him right now, right? So I shoot the article, say, did you get the text? He's like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then she says this. I said, whoa, let me put you on the phone with another story. And this little lady right here can do this, that, and the third. And I pass it to her, and this is what she said.
What's your credit card number?
Boom, it's over. It's over. Right? Good cop, bad cop. So I just do all the excitement, and she closed the deals. Go ahead, boo.
This is my day-to-day with him, but seriously, I think you do have to have, you know, a lot of balance. I'm really organized, so I tend to, like Rhonda, plan all the traveling. I plan all the challenge parties. You know, I stay on top of, you know, the back office, doing the follow-ups with the old promoters mainly, you know, because he's high on excitement. So whoever's coming in the business, I know he's talking to them. So you always got to have that balance of who's going to stay on top of the promoters that have been in that year, who's been in that 6 months. So that's kind of where I come in. We also do this thing where we look at our day-to-day report and we see what new customers and what new promoters, and we each just choose 20. And we just reach out to them on a daily basis, just say, hey, congratulations, this is how you can get your 3 for free. This is how you know, you can earn your Project 10 shirt, all that kind of stuff. So I think balance is really, really important, and just being on the same page. When we started off, I was not on the same page. And if your spouse is not here, you need to figure out a way, you know, to have them see this. You know, we got live stream, we got FaceTime, Skype. Figure out a way for them to see it, because I didn't see it until I actually came to an event. So that's all that I had.
So guys, 14 days not on the same page. By day 39, ambassador position, 6-figure income. Get your spouse on the same page. Yeah!
Man. Wow. So Cornelius just stepped up and said, pretty much is what we're doing, right? I mean, that's what you expect from the man, is to go and say, this is what we're doing and we're going to take care of it. And it was up to him to make that happen by getting her to an event, you guys, right? She was saying no to nothing she knew nothing about. So now once we did that, everything changed. That's a great story. And we see that all the time. We've seen stories where people go, oh, that's his thing. Or the woman will come home and she's all excited, right? And the husband's like, oh, that's her thing. I'm not going to do it, I don't do shakes and whatever, right? And then all of a sudden she qualifies for a BMW and she goes, yeah, it took us only 30 days to get that thing. 30 days. Like, what? Y'all are in a relationship, support each other, love each other, right? That's what you're in this for, right? So if your spouse is not here, I'm going to teach you what the conversation to have with your spouse. You guys are going to love me when you get home. Next.
Okay. Okay, this next power couple are amazing. You guys probably all know who they are. I'm just going to bring them up and then let them share their story, but let's get up for Kevin and Stephanie Merriweather.
5-star ambassadors! It's about to go down right now. Okay, so here's an interesting one. here's an interesting one. Everybody knows Kevin's story, so we're not going to spend too much time because they got a really interesting. Kevin, same thing, excited, gets involved, has an amazing wife, an amazing family. But Stephanie, it's just it's not really her thing. That's kind of his thing. I'll support you, that type of thing. So, is it okay to have your significant other not doing the business but supporting you? Is it okay? Yes, so you guys got a great story. I'd love to hear how you support him, and Kev, how you feel about that when you're out on the road.
Okay, first I want to say thanks to Tony and Rhonda, because these guys have always been my role models. They are the perfect example of how to build this business and stay married as a couple and have a lot of fun doing it, so thank you.
I do have my attorney on speed dial, though, just so you know. It's a joy. I like to have fun. I'm sorry.
Okay, I just want to share with you guys, when we first saw this business, Kevin, like I said, he came home one day and he was just like, we're going to do this thing. And I'm a supportive wife. I mean, I love my husband. I'll follow him anywhere. So he came home and he said, this is what we're doing. And I said, okay, well, let's go. And even though I wasn't out building the business, because at the time when we saw this, I had twin boys, as some of you may know the story, and my life was full right now. So my job was to do everything that he wasn't able to do at home, taking care of the kids, taking care of our finances, taking care of all of the paperwork and back office stuff so that he can go out and do challenge parties. And when we hit Ambassador, I tell you, it was like, it just went full speed ahead. So we had to do a lot more of that faster and faster, and he started traveling more. So, me making sure that all of his challenge parties are booked, his flights are booked, his hotels are booked. He is not an organized person, it's like, if y'all only knew, it's like, if I don't tell him what flight to get on and what hotel to go to, he will never show up. So I take pride in doing that because, some people say, well, I don't have to be on stage holding a microphone, training people or whatever. I do challenge parties and I go to events, wouldn't miss an event for the world. And just like LaToya said earlier, if you have a spouse that's not 100% into this, you got to get them to this event. I live for this. I mean, this is what we both enjoy doing. And even though, like Rhonda said, I'm not the primary builder in our business, but I do love this business. And I'm here at every event supporting him, supporting you guys, doing what we do because that's our life. And like I said, I just have to do everything and make sure that he is where he needs to be so that he can get challenge parties done, get trainings done, and help our team, reach the top. So I'm excited about my position because, y'all see this, but it's really me that's making this happen. Y'all give it up for me.
That's not, she's serious. I mean, I have no idea how to book a flight. I don't even know where I'm going until she tells me. But I tell you, I truly love this woman for that. Give me a big, thank you, ma'am. Because really, guys, it is a team. Tim Sox and I were talking in the back. We do run a business. I mean, we run a big business today. But when we started, I think you guys, I think it would be more important to talk about when we started, because today, you kind of just see all of the glitz and all of the thousands of people in the team. But when we started, it certainly wasn't that. And those roles were very important. It was important for when Stephanie, and I'm telling you what, this is a godsend, a wife that backs her husband. Okay? I mean, when I came home and LaToya and Cornelius hit it, when he said, honey, I need to get you to this event. Guys, the events are where the big decisions are made, and you come together as a team at an event. And I'll tell you, when she said, go get them, that's like saying sick them to a dog. This is my number one cheerleader right here. And if you're that supportive spouse, don't underestimate the power of you saying, I believe in you, honey, go get them. And husbands, if that's you, great. If your woman is the one out there challenging people, running parties, doing three-way phone calls, running reports and doing all that, you better be a big cheerleader, okay? Because let me tell you, I know my buddy Chris Wilson. I don't know if he's in here, but Chris just retired from his job, and it's not a bad deal when your wife is the driver and she creates a 7-figure a year income. Hello? Because when we were on that boat in St. Martin, and the one in Aruba, and the one in Hawaii, it didn't really matter how we got there. We were all there. Come on. So one other thing on that too. Make sure that you're okay with, if you are that supportive spouse. Stephanie is certainly secure in her position. Make sure that you understand that is as important as the person out on the front lines running parties. You know, that is, if Stephanie didn't do, you know, I have no idea what we pay, what we make, who we pay. I know none of it. I know our tax guy told us a couple weeks ago what we paid in salaries last year. I was like, really? Us? Well, that's her department, right? That part is just as important as the other, as the parties, as the calls. So make sure that if you're that supportive role, be secure in that and know that that has to happen, okay? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, hopefully that.
Give it up for them, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love what they said. Thanks, guys. I love it because Ron and I always joke all the time, like, you know, I would never, the Mojo legacy, the Mojo empire, as we like to call our business, the Mojo empire would be nothing if I didn't have her. And she'll say the exact same thing. This would be nothing if I didn't have you, because I'm the one that's out there doing stuff. And so you guys have to understand something. This is a team. Whatever role that you take on, is it important? Yes. But do it from the heart, though. Don't go, oh, yeah, I support you. And the second he walks out there and go, that stupid thing's not going to work. You guys, don't do that, right? Don't do that. Okay, we have one more, you guys, and we're going to close here.
So let's bring up 5-star ambassadors, Kristen and Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. All the way from Canada, now to Las Vegas. She's got her Vegas pants on.
Are you guys the youngest 5-stars in the company?
No, Kevin Marion is one day.
Charles.
Charles.
Is one day.
But as a couple.
As a couple.
But it's a couple.
The youngest
So the youngest
couple in our
5
company,
stars.
5 stars. That's
So you guys have different tasks that you do, and obviously, so you know, talk about the different tasks and who does what, and how'd you guys come to that?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing, guys, when it comes to identifying your strengths, to paint you a picture, if you're a really good quarterback on a football team, you best serve your team by playing that position. It doesn't make sense to try and figure out how to kick a ball if you're a great quarterback. So identifying your strengths is super, super important, and realizing you're going to have areas of strengths and you're going to have areas of weakness. And fortunately, in this situation, we're both drivers, we're both actively building the business. We only have a 15-month-old dog, so a little easier to take care of a dog than a kid. If our kid acts up, we can put the kid in the kennel for a couple hours. I don't think you can do that with an actual kid. But I'm definitely like the numbers guy, so running reports, figuring out, okay, this person is this far away from, this rank or getting their 3 for free. That's definitely my thing. I don't really have a lot of emotions. They call me Botox of emotions. And so, I'm not really the relationship person. So that's an area of weakness of mine.
He likes people and loves them. He's just not very good at conveying that.
Yes. And the other thing, when you're both actively building, the great thing is we're in the relationship business, and you will relate and identify more with some people in your team than others. So if one person identifies more with this group, they're working more actively with that group and vice versa.
Oh, you're so sweet. So what he forgot to say was, I'm awesome. Sorry, sometimes I gotta remind him of those things. Really what I do is I put on some sexy lingerie and I send him photos while I'm out at challenge parties. Just kidding. Or not. I learned that from these two.
That's another train that's in the room 706 right after this one.
No, you guys, Ryan and I have worked together for almost as long as we've been together, and people are always like, how do you do that? And the reality is it's because we have conversations with each other, and because we can read each other and we talk. And like Ryan said, it is okay if you are not the rally call person. He is not the rally call person. He doesn't even know how to set up Instant Teleseminar. I'm like, we've had it for 3 years. How do you not know how to do that? But because that's not his thing. He's not the rah-rah guy. He is like the to the number. I will call corporate and tell them they are wrong on their numbers. He's that guy. And it's amazing and it's a genius, and I can like see when he's like, I'm like, something's happening and it's magical and I don't understand. And then he's like, boop, and it's a number. And I'm like, wow. And it's not that I can't do the numbers, guys. So for me, I still want to know those things. In our business, we're both drivers. What if something happened to him tomorrow and all of a sudden I didn't know any of those things in the business? So I'm in there, I know those things, but I know that those are his key things. So we had a conversation and just sit down talk to each other. When you set out your goals, make sure you're on the same page as a couple. You know, oftentimes, like, you know, we'll be introduced to couples and one person will be like so jacked about it and the other person's like, not so jacked. But if you sit down and create a goal together on where your life is going together because of this vehicle, you're gonna be able to like bring that person back up to your vision. And it's gonna help you so much, you guys. But the biggest thing is communication. You know, do we all have like bad days sometimes? Yes, right? I like wish I was like an Ernest Ross all the time, but sometimes I'm just like, I want to stick my head in the sand and watch soap operas. So what I do know is like we know that about each other. If he's doing that, I know to text someone in our upline, Jason, you need to call Ryan right now and get his head out of his ass. He doesn't know I did that. He's like, oh, Jason called me.
Now he does.
Awesome. Yeah, now he knows. Like, I'm like Stephanie, I'm like the puppeteer. This is what women do. We do multiple things. So I also know that if I don't cook the meals, he won't eat anything but Visal's products. So just, yeah. So just communicate, guys. You know, have fun, and you know, put on some lingerie once in a while, and it might help you out.
Yeah!
Awesome, thank you guys.
That's awesome. Okay, so communicate. Isn't it cool that we have a business that we actually get to communicate? That's kind of a cool thing. And the better you become communicative, more communication you have, obviously the more fun this is going to be. So I'm going to leave you with we have a couple more minutes. I want to leave you with the last thing, which is communication. And this is the important thing for me because I want to teach you a conversation that you can have with people with regards to this. Number one, my guess is that every single person in this room is going to leave this event on fire. Would you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Perfect. There needs to be some communication to everyone in your camp. And what I mean by that is anyone that does anything with your kids, with your family, with your decision that you're going to make this weekend, anybody that's involved with watching your kids, walking your dog, whatever, needs to know what you're about to do. So you need to sit down with your grandma, your mom, your aunts, whoever, your kids first, your spouse actually first, so you guys are on the same page, then sit down with your kids, and the conversation is something like this. Guess what mommy and daddy are going to do? We're going to secure your future. We're going to give you that vacation that you want. We're going to let you pick it this year. We're going to let you decide where we go, what we do on a vacation this year. Do you want that? Yeah. Perfect. In order for us to do that, here's what mommy and daddy have to do. Mommy and daddy are getting ready to do something crazy. We're going to be busy. We're not going to be sitting watching Oprah Winfrey reruns when we come home because we're depressed and sad because we hate our jobs. No! We're going to do these things called challenge parties. We're going to have people coming over at odd hours. You're going to see me getting up from the table, making a phone call because I'm changing somebody's life. You're going to see me psycho. You're going to see a third eye in the middle of my forehead. And I need you to be okay with that. Are you guys okay with that? And they're going, yeah, Mom, cool. I want to go to Disneyland. Whatever, right? So as long as they know that, good. Then you call in the parents, and you call in the grandma, and your grandpa, and you say, guess what we're doing? You know, we had this life-changing event. It was crazy. For the first time in my life, I saw it. I'm running. I'm going to secure our future, and by the way, as we do that, we're going to take care of everybody around us. Everybody around us is going to benefit from what we're about to do. We're about ready to run to this position called ambassador. I know you don't know, no idea what it means, but guess what? It's good for everybody. Right? Have we ever taken your mom on a cruise with us, on a vacation with us? Have we ever done anything with your parents?
Yeah, well, they everything's paid for now.
Everything's paid for because of decisions and the commitment that we made to ourselves, to our family, and we let them know what we're going to do. And they would step up and watch our kids at the last second. They would watch our kids on the weekend so we could go to an event like this. You guys, you have to get your camp on board with what's about to happen. Can you all do this? Yes. You have to. You guys speak from the heart. This is a heart business. You have to speak from the heart. And you guys, when you do that, your family will appreciate. They're not going to go, oh gosh, you guys. No, they're gonna, most of them, we're going to say, all right, let's do it. I'm asking for a 90-day chunk out of time. In 90 days, you guys, I've seen people build empires. Do we have a 45-day 5-star ambassador in our company? Say yes. We have a 45-day 5-star ambassador, a couple of them in our company. That's less than 90 days. So I know what can happen in 90 days. Some of you are going to have your income quadruple and whatever over the next 90 days. Get everybody on board and communicate. And the last thing is, you guys, this is going to be hard for some of you because this is a business, is you have to have fun. If you notice these couples here, if you notice how transparent they were here, and the love and the energy that was flowing from everything that we do, you guys have to have fun. You have to let all this tightness go. You have to let yourself become who you are. You can show up to our dance dressed as you are. No suit, no tie, unless that's what you love. Come to us, the person that you've always wanted to be, and have freaking fun. Turn the music up, wear crazy clothes. Have fun. Can you guys do this? Don't take this so serious that you're missing what we're doing here. We have this piece called life. Life, health, and prosperity. This piece called life, you guys. It's time to start living and having fun. You have anything you want to say? Come get ready to bust out and start crying here in a second. You guys, here's what we want for you. We want you guys to live together, play together, enjoy this journey together. And it's going to be tough. There's going to be friction. There's going to be times where you go like, I don't know if I can continue. That's when the other person has to step up and go, no, we decided to do this. We're going to finish what we started. And you guys just do that with love in your heart, right? Because what you're doing is you're increasing your relationship. Every 5-star will tell you that the relationship has gotten better because of this business. We spend so much time together because she's my best friend. And I want you guys to have your best friend going through life with you. Yes? You guys, we appreciate you. Hope you learned something, right? Couples, rock!